Welcome back, and I'm going to now stitch out the freebie from the second day. And this time around I'm going to change the thread. We have my 120 by 120 hoop here on my epic with a layer of stitch and tear hooped, and then another layer, a tiny square of cut-offs, remnants from previous embroidery projects attached with the temporary adhesive spray, and then we have cream or ivory silk dupion laid on that and attached also with temporary adhesive spray. So we have silk fabric, but we're actually going to stitch out this design in silk thread. Now this is Japanese and thread, and it's called Tire 50. So it's 50 weight, so it's very slightly thinner than your normal 40 weight rayon. So it's great for stitching out small designs which are not too dense, if that makes sense, because it is beautiful but it is a lot more expensive. So this is luxury embroidery. It comes in beautiful subtle colours, absolutely adorable, and you obviously haven't got, I think there's under 200 colours available, so it's not like, oh no, that isn't tire. I tried another type of silk thread, Fuji YLL, I can't remember, but I in the end I went for the tire silk, and I preferred this. So it gives it's silk, as I've told you before. Silk absorbs colour differently to the other fabrics, I believe, anyway, other fabrics and threads. So the colours are a little bit more subtle and gorgeous. Yeah. You know me, I could wax lyrical about silk for ages. So I get it from Superior Threads, which is a great American supplier of thread, and I'm going to change the colours, and some of them I'm going to match up, but obviously you can't get the perfect match because you won't have all the shades that you have normally for rayon. Anyway, the first thing we need to do is stitch our box. Now that's attached, we'll do the first colour. Now we have two scrolls there. I've not I've not slowed my machine down for this at all. I find it stitches out perfectly. It's just that you've got to be a little bit selective in which designs you use it for, because if it's a big design it uses an awful lot of thread, then it's going to work out expensive. Superior threads tend to have offers every now and then on this silk. There are two types of tire silk, but this is the 50 weight one that I'm using. So I'm not going to, because we're going for a lovely subtle vintage sort of silk look here, I'm not going to put any metallic thread here. I'll just do the border, the outline around these scrolls in the same colour. Now let's see what stitches out next. Right, so we have our little blossoms there, and I've done them in a pink. It's not quite as apricot as the original colour scheme, but it's nice to play with colour, as you know. It's funny. One thing I would say about this silk, it doesn't seem to cut quite so well. But never mind, I'll forgive it. There are worse. It's worth the tiny little bit of hassle. Right, now let's see what comes up next in this design. Although I am a day late in displaying this one. So hopefully many of you have downloaded it already. So we have our petal decoration, and that is the first colour that I've chosen. I'm just going to stitch the second, and I would advise for this petal decoration on the scrolls that you choose the same colour in slightly different tones, rather than going for colours on the opposite side of the spectrum that may match, but they won't. It's meant to be half or a third of a flower, so try to go with floral shades which just give a little bit of contrast. Now I'm going to stitch out now an element within this embroidery set that is new. We've not had this one before. If you've downloaded this already, then you know what's coming. And this section, in this particular element, could be removed from this design if you want to just do a nice scrolly edge there. The thing you'll notice about that little flower, which is very different, is that the centres are stitched out for the outside, which gives a very different look. When you're digitizing flat flowers, which is what I would call this type of floral embroidery, getting variety can be quite a challenge. And there is our design. Slightly different look, a lot more subtle, I would say. There we are. Well, I hope you found that interesting. There you are, you can see it better there. Do experiment with other threads. There are so many available. And like the first design with the scrolls, I mean, obviously the two could be compared. And if you don't want this flower down here, then take it out and you've got a nice edging there. Anyway, that's the day 2 freebie. And tomorrow, hopefully, I'll have something else to show you. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye.